There are a few wakenings in your life that you would wish to last forever. They are so blissful. Too often you wake in a bewilderment and then remember the bad news you went to sleep on. But now and then you open your eyes in the knowledge that all is well and safe and right, and there is nothing to do but lie there with eyes gently shut, enjoying every delicious moment. I knew it was all fine when I felt the touch of sheets beneath my chin and a soft pillow beneath my head. I was in a British bed somewhere, and the rustling sound above me was a punkah fan. Even when I moved, and a sudden anguish stabbed through my right leg, I wasn't dismayed, for I guessed at once that it was only broken and there was still a foot to waggle at the end of it. How I had got there, I didn't care. Obviously, I had been rescued at the last minute from the fort, wounded but otherwise whole, and brought to safety. Far away I could hear the tiny popping of muskets, but here there was peace, and I lay marvelling at my own luck, revelling in my present situation, and not even bothering to open my eyes. I was so contented. When I did, it was to find myself in a pleasant, whitewashed room, with the sun slanting through wooden shutters, and a punkah-wallah dozing against the wall, automatically twitching the string of his big fan. I turned my head and found that it was heavily bandaged. I was conscious that it throbbed at the back, but even that didn't discourage me. I had got clear away from pursuing Afghans and relentless enemies and beastly-minded women and idiot commanders. I was snug in bed, and anyone who expected any more from Flashy, well, let him wish he might get it. I stirred again, and my leg hurt, and I swore, at which the punkah-wallah jumps up, squeaking, and ran from the room, crying that I was awake. Presently there was a bustling, and in came a little spectacled man with a bald head and a large canvas jacket, followed by 2 or 3 Indian attendants. "Awake at last," says he. Well, well, this is gratifying. Don't move, sir. Still. You've a broken leg here and a broken head there. Let's have peace between 'em, what?" He beamed at me, took my pulse, looked at my tongue, told me his name was Bucket, pulled his nose, and said I was very well, considering. "Fractured femur, sir. Thigh bone, nasty but uncomplicated. Few months and you'll be bounding over the jumps again, but not yet, no. Had a nasty time of it, eh? Ugly cuts about your back. Never mind, we'll hear about that later. Now, Abdul," says he, "run and tell Major Havelock the patient's awake. Juldi Jow. Pray don't move, sir. What's that? Yes, a little drink. Better? Head still, that's right. Nothing to do for the present, but lie properly still." He prattled on, but I wasn't heeding him. Oddly enough, it was the sight of the blue coat beneath the canvas jacket that put me in mind of Hudson. What had become of him? My last recollection was of seeing him hit and probably killed, but was he dead? He'd better be, for my sake, for the memory of our latter relations was all too vivid in my mind, and it suddenly rushed in on me that if Hudson was alive and talked, I was done for. He could swear to my cowardice if he wanted to. Would he dare? Would he be believed? He could prove nothing, but if he was known as a steady man, and I was sure he would be, he might well be listened to. It would mean my ruin, my disgrace, and while I hadn't cared a button for these things when I believed death was closing in on me and everyone else in that fort, well, I cared most damnably for them now that I was safe again. Oh, God, says I to myself, let him be dead. The sepoys, if any survived, don't know and wouldn't talk if they did, or be believed. But Hudson, he must be dead. Charitable thoughts, you say. Aye, it's a hard world, and while bastards like Hudson have their uses, they can be most inconvenient too. I wanted him to be dead then as much as I've ever wanted anything.